I gotta get this out. I don't know exactly where it's coming from, but I hear it. Onions and ice cream, please. Onions and ice cream, please. Listen, onions have been known to make people cry. Like, people actually cry when they're dealing with onions. When you're cutting them naturally, sometimes even the smell, it's just like, it's a very dramatic experience for some people, myself included. Like, onions are just, but they're good. I enjoy onions. I didn't used to like them, but now I like onions. Ice cream has been known to make people happy. It's like cake is good, but it's like when you got cake and ice cream, you got yourself in a set. Ice cream is the total opposite of onions. Onions tend to make people cry. It's also when you eat them, you got to worry about how your breath gonna smell afterwards. It's like you just don't eat an onion unless you are like in the movie Holes. But that's a whole other discussion. But yeah, people typically don't eat onion unless you're starving or unless you have it with something else. Like, onions kind of gotta be served with something else. Where ice cream is like, you can have it with cake, but if you don't have it with cake, it's still good. It's ice cream. It don't matter if it's freezing cold outside. If you got some ice cream, you are good. Ice cream is just always cool. Where onions are a bit more challenging. It's kind of hard to really know where you're going to put them. Whether it's going to be on your burger, in your salad. There's a selective choice with onions. Now, if someone orders ice cream and onions together, we're going to either think several different things. First of all, what's wrong with their taste buds? Like, who has ice cream and onion? Like, who eats that? Imagine that scenario. It's like people eating bacon and ice cream. It happens. They see. People could mix things with ice cream, where onions, it's not like you can really mix things with something really sweet. Something as bitter and crazy as onions can't just be mixed in with everything. But ice cream can have some bacon in it, and I've known people to eat ice cream with the weirdest of additions. But onions and ice cream. I had this thought because I was. This is how I think of it. I mean, I'm just sharing the experience. I was at a restaurant and I was like, hey, make sure they add onions. And, he added the onions on there. And then afterwards, I started to want ice cream. But I knew I couldn't have the onions and ice cream together. Obviously, it just didn't appear that. Why would I connect those two? Who eats those two things together? You'll be surprised what some people are willing to have. I'm not sure if anyone's ever mixed onions and ice cream together. I'm really going on a tangent about it because when something so strong can meet up with something so sour, it's a very unlikely event. The probability of that occurring is highly unlikely because people take time when they think of what aligns together. When you're mixing something together, you think of those flavors. How do they connect? Do they connect at all? Or is there a contradiction? Is there sometimes when you eat something, it's like, can't have this together. And it's because it's not supposed to be together. When you think of compatibility and connection, that relies on mutual destination. Like, we have to agree that we're going in the same direction. And that I'm okay if you want to go on a detour. That's the aspect that a lot of people forget. Compatibility relies on that. Like, you have to be clear. This is where I'm going to go, and you got to be there with me because this is where I'm going. Or this is where I possibly may go. I may not go there. Like the barriers. All of this has to be understood when you think of compatibility. And it's just a rare occasion that onions and ice cream come together, and it's a good meal. I mean, the red onions. Imagine red onions with chocolate. Like, what would that taste like? A lot of us wouldn't even try it because it's like, why? And sometimes I try onions and ice cream. And, it's quite a taste. Just kind of, I don't want to always be doing this all the time. When I'm eating something and it's nasty, I don't want to reject it by my face and my stomach because that rejects them too. I might like it in the moment, then my stomach like, nope. So yeah, onions and ice cream, please.